Joe Burrow expected to miss several weeks with a right calf strain. Mike Petraglia outside Paycor Stadium. Here on Friday, the Bengals held their third training camp practice for the 2023 season. Again, it was really hot and humid, not quite as hot and humid and sunny as it was on Thursday when Joe Burrow pulled up lame with that right calf strain, but it was still hot enough. Quarterbacks Jake Browning and Trevor Siemian filling in for Joe Burrow, the Bengals only with two quarterbacks. And of course, the big news came after practice here on Friday when head coach Zach Taylor announced that the Bengals expect the star quarterback to miss, quote unquote, several weeks with the right calf strain. So that is the prognosis for Burrow going forward. The significance of that announcement is that, of course, we still have 6 weeks before the season opener, September 10th, in Cleveland against the Browns. So that is good news. The Bengals appeared to have dodged a major bullet here, and no Achilles injury being reported, nothing more significant than a simple calf strain. Certainly, Joe Burrow will have to undergo lots of treatment. He'll get that treatment here from the team, and he was here at the facility on Friday. He was not out at practice, which of course is understandable, but he was at the facility getting treatment, being with the team. Zach Taylor said that part of it went very well and really as you would expect. As for his backups, Jake Browning was the one to take first team reps here on Friday afternoon. Had a couple of great passes to Jamar Chase down the right sideline, including one that kind of mimicked Jamar Chase's 60-yard touchdown pass on Thursday from Joe Burrow. It was Jake Browning throwing an absolute dime to Jamar Chase down the right sideline for a touchdown. On the next pass play in 11 on 11s, he threw a nice on-target, on-time pass to the outside to Jamar Chase. So it was good to see that for what that's worth. But again, Bengals certainly are hoping when the bullets start flying for real that it will be Joe Burrow really pulling the trigger starting September 10th. And that was the major news here on Friday afternoon. Back up to Jake Browning taking reps with the second and third units where it was Trevor Siemian. But again, Zach Taylor saying after practice here on Friday, don't read too much into that. They are not going to go series by series. They are going to go day by day. And by the time next week rolls around, they expect to get a couple of days in a row for each quarterback with a particular unit, i.e. Jake Browning could work out on Tuesday and Wednesday with the first group, and then Trevor Siemian the following week perhaps could get 2 or 3 straight days with the first team unit, see how each unit really meshes with the quarterback as it rolls along here in training camp and into the preseason. So it's too early to say which quarterback is going to get the majority of the first team reps. Certainly the Bengals want to get an idea of who looks the best. And also an important note here to point out something asked by James Rapine of SI.com and allbengals.com. Would the Bengals be interested in bringing in a third quarterback to take off some of the load and perhaps take a look at that quarterback as a backup to Joe Burrow going forward if the injury lingers longer than expected? And Zach Taylor said, yes, they are interested in bringing in a third quarterback. Certainly, if for no other reason, to ease the load in training camp practice, because there are a lot of throws to be spread around and they don't want to burn out one quarterback or another. So expect the Bengals within the next several days, perhaps 4 to 5 days, to be in the market and potentially sign another quarterback to add to the quarterback room in light of the Joe Burrow injury. In terms of non-quarterback related news, T. Higgins was in uniform, but of note here on Friday afternoon, he didn't take a single snap in 11 on 11s and 7 on 7s. He was just on the sideline in his number 5 uniform as an observer. A lot of people are going to read into that. Were they managing T. Higgins? Is T. Higgins playing it safe? You know, perhaps listening to others in his ear. Hey, after what happened to Joe Burrow, don't go out there and press yourself, especially when you are up for a contract extension. Don't risk it. Was that what was going on? Certainly Zach Taylor would not acknowledge that. He said T. Higgins, along with several other players, are being managed here early in training camp. As for other players who did not suit up here on Friday, but were in attendance, DJ Reader was one, Cheeto Awuzie was another, and also tight end Irv Smith Jr., he was not in uniform. So several players who Zach Taylor said after practice on Thursday were a little bit dinged up, came through the Thursday practice a little roughed up. They were getting pretty much a Veterans Day here on Friday, especially with the heat continuing. On Saturday, it is back to football Saturday here at Paycor Stadium. It's a ticketed event. Bengals expect up to 30,000 fans to attend this event inside Paycor Stadium here in downtown Cincinnati. Joe Burrow will, of course, not be taking part, but a lot of other Bengals will. Fans want to get their first looks, perhaps, if Irv Smith Jr. returns, take a look at him. How does he look? How does Orlando Brown Jr. look? He was again in practice and taking first-team reps here on Friday. He would be expected to get a look-see on Saturday from the 30,000 or so Bengal fans who show up here for Back to Football Saturday, Back Together Saturday here at Paycor Stadium. For complete updates on Bengal news, be sure to check out my Twitter page at Trags, Trags, clnsmedia.com, and don't forget to subscribe and click on the link below on my YouTube page, the Jungle Roar Pod page at youtube.com. Outside Paycor Stadium, Mike Petraglia, CLNS Media.